Today is a benchmark moment, I think, for all of our lives because it's our present now. Would you agree? And I would like to ask you, are you bitter or are you better? I posted something on Facebook that I found, a quote by Josh Shipp that I want to share with you, and it inspired me to bring you this chat today. I did not realize that it also coincided with the theme that we're doing this month. He says, if you either get bitter or you get better. It's that simple. You either take what has been dealt to you and allow it to make you a better person, or you allow it to tear you down. The choice does not belong to fate, it belongs to you. We all have tools in this environment, the Positive Living Center, books and classes and YouTube and a plethora of information and ideas that are the truth, that are not necessarily taught here. Of course, I mean they are, but they're sort of outside of us. The Course in Miracles, Buddhism, you name it, it's all available to us. And there are 12-step programs everywhere. There's just so much help. If you're interested in taking a look at what is still going on with you that is not where your life is that you would like for it to be. A few weeks ago, I had a cousin call me that I haven't spoken to for about 35 years. And quite frankly, she's a person that I detest, one of the most in my life. She is the dark side of alcoholism, and she's unfortunately, she's a religious scientist, which is very good. However, she's completely unconscious about the destruction that she performs in her own life with her children and whatnot. And she called me to ask me if I could help her. I tried to do my best. However, she was in a spin that she wasn't going to be able to hear anything that I had to share with her. But one of the things that she said, which contributed to today, was that she said, well, you're obviously more spiritually advanced than I am. And I said, I really don't like it when people say that, because you are exactly where you need to be for your spiritual evolution, as I am exactly where I need to be. And in terms of a puzzle, is one piece of the puzzle more important than another piece? And don't all the pieces end up making just one picture? So do you think we would be, are we still caught up in the game, the ego game that, well, there's the quote that they taught us in Al-Anon that was, do you compare yourself, your insides, with someone else's outsides? Does someone's body, their money, their home, their situation, it's not even their situation, it's your assessment, your judgment of what you see that you think they have, that you think if you had it, you would be better. And so it catches us up in our judgment. And for me, that's an ego game. And ego in this particular case is our unconsciousness. That's our unconsciousness of those places in ourselves that we don't accept our divinity. This morning I woke up and Spirit is able, when I get really quiet or when I'm first waking up, I have practiced many, many years now of listening. I'm a medium and I spend a great deal of time listening to what Spirit would have me know. And I also am studying to be an animal chaplain, and I am an animal communicator, and my little animals that are around me are such profound masters. It knocks me out. I just love to pay attention and listen. So anyway, but I'll get back to that in a minute. So when my cousin, I told her where she was exactly where she needed to be. And one of the things that has recently come up for me is, you've heard us talk about dis-ease. When we are not at ease with the situation, it creates dis-ease. And that actually leads to disease. I have been a chronic worrier most of my life. I freely admit to you that I have not been so good in trusting God in that department. And as a result, I have worried and worried and worried and worried throughout my life, being self-supporting, self-sufficient. and always worried that the next shoe was going to fall and where was the money going to come from, and the whole ego drama. And I have created adrenal fatigue for myself. And so I am constantly working on adjusting that, fixing it, helping my body along those lines. But the bottom line is that if I do not self-nurture those particular issues, that leads to insulin resistance and that leads to diabetes. And that is from what goes on in between my ears. Matthew, in the Science of Mind textbook, he quotes the Bible, Matthew 10:36, and he says, "A man's foe shall be that of his own household." So while I was in Nashville, my cousin being a Christian, it was really interesting in Nashville. Nashville's such a beautiful, well, we were outside of Nashville, we were in Hendersonville. Beautiful, beautiful place. Rolling hills, all green, just absolutely gorgeous. But it shocked me that when we were driving around in the neighborhoods and stuff, I saw these great big crosses over people's driveways, over their garages, and I'm like, really? Wow, that's awesome. And then it shocked me to looking at Maggie's house with the big Sanskrit verbiage of God on her garage, and I'm thinking, I'm going to do that in dark green on my garage. so it's like, it's cool. It's just a different kind of grouping of thought, right? So anyway, she asked me, we were talking about spiritual things, and she asked me, she said, "Jenny, do you believe in hell?" And I said, "The only hell that I know of is what I create between my own ears." I said, God is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, omnilove, and I do not believe that there is a secondary power that can interact with that on any level. And in the old Old English language, the word hell means to create a wall between. And isn't really that where it's at? It is not about, when I woke up this morning, I felt God looking at me, and it was such a distant feeling, very, 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 very deep, but a beautiful, innocent, childlike, absolutely all-permeating love. There was absolutely no judgment, no intention for any kind of harm. And if I would focus more on that rather than the thoughts in my head that spin me out of control, how would my life look? My ego is so good, or my unconscious bits is so good at torturing me. I thought about it this week and I thought, you know what? I think it probably would be a more gentle thing if I was an Iranian spy and the CIA was waterboarding me. I absolutely mean that. The constant barrage of negative stuff about what I did or didn't do, how I should be, what I should do, how lazy you are, stupid you are, whatever the talk is. And it's something that I constantly, vigilantly have to tell is shut up and get present. 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 And so this morning the meditation was wonderful. And thank you, John, for your wonderful talk, because one of the things that I need personally is I need to know how you guys walk it. And when I come up here, that's my message, is how I'm struggling to walk my path, how I need to help myself feel better in terms of maneuvering through this maze that we call life on this planet. A friend asked me recently what I wanted, and I said peace. It's become the most important aspect of my whole day. How much peace do I have on a single day? And because I've been practicing my animal communication, I've been asking my pets, and any pet that I come across, what is your mission? What are you here for? What is something that you would like to say? And I have a little tiny black cat that we rescued 6 years ago, and I call her Mama Luna, and she brought me 5 of the most adorable cats I've ever had in my life. One left us early, but I have her 4 kittens, and today's their 5th birthday. And so I was happy birthdaying everybody this morning. And I was, since I've been connecting with them to ask them about their lives, what things would look like for them, I asked her, and I don't remember what I said, but what she said absolutely floored me, and it will be with me the rest of my life. And I said, and we were talking about thinking, and she said, you know, Jenny, she said, I don't like to think much. She says, because it takes away from my time being present.
Wow.
And I said, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's probably one of the keys to the universe. I do not like to think because it takes away from my time being present. Now, I have masters all around me in these little tiny bodies that I love to hold. In self-nurturing and our self-nurturing and in nurturing our expansive growth process, I came across a quote recently that I plan to live by. And it is, if we let go of the idea or the dream of what, I should say, if by letting go of the idea or the dream of what I think my life should look like, I allow God to show me what He has planned for me. Know thyself, Socrates is credited by saying, that is the key to self-nurturing. By being loving and gentle and accepting of yourself just the way you are, right here and right now. That's our gift to the rest of the planet. Because people then on the outside see us. They see our peace. They see our joy. They see us in a different space than them. And I can tell you, I went to see my neighbors recently, and I sat there and I wondered about them because my neighbors recently lost her job. And the fear and the nervousness and the anxiety was palpable. And I had compassion because I've been there many, 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 many times. And I have to allow and not judge that she's exactly where she is. My pain, my anxiety, my negative thoughts brought me here. And they continue to push me into finding those places where I have peace and letting go and letting God. My sponsor years ago, bless her heart, she said that before she got into Al-Anon with me, or before me of course, but she ran over her lawnmower one day and she called me and she said, you know, Jenny, she said, it used to be that I would say, you idiot, you blah, 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 and rake herself over the coals for the mistake that she had made. And she said, and today I just say, oh, honey. And we really, really need to do that for ourselves. We're going to, the way that this world is, the way that the ego is set up, it's looking for an opportunity to beat you over the head for something that you didn't do right. But we can just stay present, we can jump into the now, and we can take it in very tiny little bites and find that peace that's always present, that omni-love that's in our hearts, every moment to guide us through whatever moment we find ourselves in, no matter how bleak it appears. I love Eckhart Tolle. He said,